Most people treat an ISA and the pension as two versions of the same thing. They are not. The way each one is taxed on the way in versus on the way out creates a difference of thousands of pounds, and most people have never sat down and calculated which one actually wins for their situation. In this video, I break down the real tax difference between an ISA and the pension, show the exact calculation that reveals which one wins for different situations, cover the employer matching argument that makes one of these a non-negotiable, and explain a major rule change coming in 2027 that most pension holders have no idea is happening. An ISA is straightforward. You put money in from your after-tax income, no tax relief, no government top-up. While it's in the account, it grows free of income tax, dividend tax and capital gain tax. And when you take it out, there's no tax to pay, nothing. You put in money that has already been taxed and you get back everything that the investment earns. The annual limit is 20,000 per tax year. That applies across all ISA types combined. Whatever goes in, grows and comes out completely free of tax. Simple, flexible, and no restrictions on when you can access it. A pension works in the opposite way. You put money in and the government immediately adds tax relief on top. For a basic rate taxpayer, that means every £80 you contribute becomes £100 in your pension. The government adds 20% automatically. If you are a higher rate taxpayer paying 40% income tax, you can claim an additional 20% back through your tax return. That means £100 pension contribution effectively costs you £60 out of your pocket. The catch is on the way out. When you start drawing from your pension in retirement, withdrawals are taxed as income, with the exception of the first 25%, which you can take tax-free up to a cap of roughly 268,000. The key insight here, you get tax relief at your current rate going in. But if you are a low rate taxpayer in retirement, you pay less tax coming out than the relief you received going in. That gap is where the pension wins. Take a straightforward example. Sarah is 45 and earns 55,000. A high rate taxpayer. She invests £500 a month for 10 years. Investment return 5% per year after fees. She expects to retire as a basic rate taxpayer. In a stocks and shares ISA, after 10 years at 5% return, that £500 a month grows to roughly 77,000 tax-free. She keeps every penny. In a pension, the same £500 a month costs her less to contribute because of high rate tax relief. The government and her tax return, between them, effectively top up her contributions. After 10 years, at the same 5% return, the pension pot grows to roughly 116,000. When she starts withdrawing in retirement, paying basic rate tax on most of the income, she walks away with roughly 99,000 after tax. That is a difference of 22,000 from the same monthly commitment, the same investment return, and the same 10-year period. The only variable is the tax wrapper. There is one situation where the pension decision is automatic. If your employer matches contributions, you put in the pension first, always. And here is why. If your employer matches 3% of your salary and your salary is roughly 40k, that is 1,200 a year of free money that goes into your pension just for contributing, not a return on investment, not market growth. Free money from your employer before the investment does anything at all. Turning down employer matching to put money into an ISA instead is one of the most expensive financial mistakes a UK employee can make. You are leaving guaranteed money on the table to use a wrapper that doesn't come with a matching bonus. First, always capture the full employer match. Everything after That is where the AISA versus pension question becomes a real decision. There is one significant change coming that most pension holders have not yet factored in. From April 2027, unspent pension savings will be included in your estate for inheritance tax purposes. Up until now, pensions have sat outside your estate when you die, meaning they could pass to your beneficiaries without being subject to inheritance tax. That made them an efficient way to pass wealth for the next generation, alongside leaving your savings invested for as long as possible. From 2027, that changes. Unspent pension pots will be counted in the estate alongside property and other assets. For anyone with a large pension pot, this changes the calculation around how aggressively to draw down in retirement and how much to rely on the pension versus the AISA for estate planning purposes. It does not change whether to use a pension for retirement saving. The tax relief on contributions is still significant, but it is a material change to the estate planning picture that most people with a pension have not yet adjusted for. The right answer between AISA and pension depends on 4 questions most people have never asked all 4. Question 1. Does your employer match pension contributions? If yes, max the match first before anything else. This is not optional. Question 2. What is your current tax band? If you are a high rate taxpayer now and expect to be a basic rate taxpayer in retirement, the pension tax advantage is significant and the pension should be your primary vehicle beyond the employer match. Question 3. When do you need the money? If there is any chance you need access before age 57, the AISA is the only option that gives you that flexibility. Pension money is locked until the minimum access age. Question 4. How large is your pension pot already? With the 2027 inheritance tax change coming, a very large pension pot starts to have estate planning implications. For those with substantial existing pension savings, the AISA becomes more attractive for marginal new contributions from an estate planning perspective. The AISA and pension are not the same account in different packaging. The tax treatment is structurally different, then that difference compounds over time into tens of thousands of pounds for the same monthly commitment and the same investment return. Most people choose between them by default, whichever their employer set up, whichever they open first. That default is often the wrong answer for their specific situation. Here is my question for you. Are you currently using an AISA, a pension, or both? And do you know which one you are prioritizing? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you next time.